They did play it close.
It's like playing against your evil twin. It's 2G versus
from the
G2.
underworld, from the other side.
Yeah, and they're seeing another Ascension team from the year before who's been absolute trailblazers. I mean, G2 have just taken the world by storm, right? And in terms of being a team that's gone from Tier 2 to Tier 1, 2G hoping to tread in a similar path, but it's very, very difficult. And I think what's on their mind is just making sure that they lock in another year.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think they've got a lot to play for today against a team that they know is going to be tough to take down, but we just heard it in those pieces and those interviews that they think that there's a weakness here for G2. They think they can jump on it.
And they'll have to do it now, as they do need to win out those next few games. But they are going up against the back-to-back Americas winner, G2. They're already locked for Paris. So even with a sub, even with leave out of the mix, they're a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, this is a team that's just been at the tippity top, and the only reason we're giving any credit to this being an upset is because Leaf is out, and he's been fundamental to G2's success. Top 2 player for sure. You can argue about whether it's been him or Trent, really, over the course of this year. But I think, Bren, your point is so crucial about how much Leaf really gave them in terms of pushing out on defense, recognizing timings. And that's something that Babybay will be struggling, I think, to keep up with, as any player would. That's not an indictment of Babybay. It's just how good Leaf was. He was so cerebral.
Yeah, I hard agree with that. Leaf is a very hard player to replace. Dre's going to be doing his best, I think, in the process. Obviously bringing up the vibes for them overall as well. And the maps are interesting because could see 2G try and take it in an unusual direction to see if they can gain an advantage. But I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary, is it?
No, I mean, Corrode and Binds, both maps that are new into the mix here, are out. Ascent, I love that for both teams, quite frankly. 2G did lose it last week, but they still played it well. We're probably going to see Silence back on that duelist role for that one as well.
I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't just put a week's worth of prep into Corrode to try and hard target what was going wrong for G2. Because that looked like a map that when I was watching G2 play it, especially with Babybay in, they were looking relatively lost, I think, in terms of what to do as appropriate reactions when they lost mid-control, whatever else. It wasn't a great showcase.
Probably still just in the process of making Spike feel comfortable in the team, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's one of the problems too, is that both of these teams actually are in a bit of an adjustment period. But Ascent, the reason why I'm worried about it is because G2's attack side looked unbelievably good with their double senti composition that they run here. Valen's calling is like so precise with the way that he moves around the map, and I think the comp just fits them. Babybay, it's really easy to play chamber when the rest of your team is doing such a good job at putting you on good angles. They really escort Babybay into good positions, and Babybay's job is wait for someone to re-peek you and kill them. And that is like how you get the best out of Babybay, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, they talked about this last week, right? That this is a comfort pick, not just for Babybay, but for the team itself.
He needs to stop.
Does he though? Does he though?
He's a freaky little guy.
So do we expect to see a double senti mirror here?
I mean, I will say no because we literally see the camera right in front of us. But also because I really think that Spike on KO does a great job of setting up Silence. So while they could run the double sentinel comp, and I think they would be quite good at it too with Silence on Chamber, Silence popped off on Jet. Spike's going to play aggressive on KO, and that's the danger duo that G2's going to have to shut down. I think the problem is they're just so good with their double sentinel comp at shutting down threats like that.
Yeah, I hard agree on that point. I think this is it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to try and crack into G2 just because it is relatively simple if they're setting up Babybay to get inserted and find value himself. I think G2 are going to be one hell of an opponent for 2G to try and cross over.
They will indeed. It's going to be an uphill battle. I'm excited for this one. Our teams are locked in, and so are your casters for it. It's Riff and Vansili on the mic.
Yes, it is time for that 2G versus G2 match, and for 2G here, a win, the possibility to get it. I mean, they looked great in their first game, almost coming over with those wins, almost finding that victory. But against G2 here, who has the not prime roster with Babybay in now, this is that chance and the mentality boost that 2G could get here for the rest of the season by getting this win could be immense.
The difficult thing right now, though, is that you're starting this series on G2's map pick, or 2G's map pick being Ascent. And that is, for me, is not a win condition for them, because I would like to see Spike on a Neon. He was popping off against EG. He had 27 kills opening things up on a Neon, but this time around, you also have Gobera on a Cypher. He was being exploited quite well against EG last week. So right now, hopefully they have some sort of plan to play against G2's double sentinel comp. If not, you're going to have to look already at the second map of payment.
Absolutely, and as always, we get the match started here with the load up fast with Samsung SSDs. And we are going to be right on to Ascent here with 2G versus G2.
That's 2G starting off on the defense. So already when you're seeing the slow play that you want to play in this double sentinel for G2 or any of these comps, you're trying to exploit middle to fight back. But it's G2 putting up the first battle here. They pressure up towards A main and now are looking to manipulate the map a bit. 2G not moving around though, they're still looking to fight towards mid, and that's how they open it up.
Silence now. You'll see him on the jet here on the maps where then 2G can play that agent, and he starts off with the first blood onto Jogamo. So a really big one as well for G2 to try to get back and forth into the site just after they do a bit of a find and who is at A main mission just to push off 2G and get that space recovered.
You already see after this fight, though, from 2G, they're giving up a lot of space, giving a chance for G2 to really start to set up this pincer maneuver, working into this B site.
Good split. Silence backs up to get another one, but he's quickly traded by Trent. Sitting patiently in sight are going to be two members for 2G here, so a lot of work for G2 to get themselves into position and figure out where these flanks might be coming from.
That's a big ping, putting Gobera back, giving more space for G2 to take over this B site. Both of the players for 2G, though, holding in the back of B.
Who's got the first shot? Prize here on the screen, goes for one. There's a lot of sheriffs around on this round as well for 2G on the defensive side, trying to get the shots in to count and get the damage for the rest of the team to clean up. Is it possible, though? Is a quick trade here on the Jonah P. And now it's just going to be one more. Gobera is hurt, tagged up and fallen now. Trent with 3 as he's looking for the last player. No time to plant, just a few seconds there. He will get it down, but it's the push in now from LZ. And his patience, his back off at A initially allows him to be alive at the end of the round for a pistol win on the side of 2G.
That's the main thing right there. The patience shown by LZ as the IGL, but also the patience coming in from Gobera. I just mentioned how he was being heavily pressured against EG, but this time is able to hold that corner as long as possible. Isolate some fights pushing through. He's able to get one, drops the spike here, being Jonah P on top of that. And gives a chance here for LZ to have an easy pickup in a 1v1, forcing Trent to plant outside in the open. And this is the kind of start you want here for 2G. Maybe giving up that space is that game plan coming in for 2G to upset here their Ascension compatriots.
Yeah, doing such a nice job there playing cat and mouse in B. G2 looked like they had to search forever to find somebody. That's a white out there for Silence. Goes down on the initial push, and G2 expected this. Are they going to be able to grab a second round here off of 2G?
Signature there for G2 to push the way that they did with the Stinger by after trying to get that plant down. Both players once again for 2G holding in the back of this B site. Flash for them to peek out, but they just hold their ground towards the back.
The rotation's fast as well from the defense, though. Can they collapse now on the attackers? It's going to be big from LZ coming from the market area. And now they slowly walk into sight. Every corner is watched here with a bit of help just off the shoulder. Jonah P is going to peek and get that frag. And yes, it does look like in the 1v3, G2 will clap right back.
That's what you're going to have to start learning here for 2G's side. Seeing that space that you want to give away here for G2, you also have to make sure that your rotations are going to be quite fast. So read it quickly, but maybe with that, you force them to fast rotate, and G2 can start playing into their rotation playstyle they don't want to have here with this double senti. But a great opener to start things off on the attack side.
And just see how aggressive, even with the shift held in that W3 through B main, what the timing they create for that advantage there. It was really nice to be able to take down Silence, who get first blood on that first round. So got to slow him down somehow right away.
Camera taken out.
And now it's up to 2G to figure this one out. Where can they set up to figure out what this buy round for G2 is going to be?
And the camera only saw one person so far. G2 just stayed all the way back, anticipating some sort of a crunch on an eco round for 2G. Now they still have player advantage. Could try to rush into this B site. It looks like they want to optimize and maximize orb control first here for G2. Still trying to prod the information. Again, the only thing that they saw so far was Gobera on the attack side. They don't know where the stack could potentially be here for 2G.
Moving back over, we just actually saw the KO knife flying all the way through the map from that A side. So Spike identified a few in B main. Now they can start to cut audio and work their way towards the right side, and they've chose the weak side Vans. They could absolutely crush in here.
They've been good at these, just pop flashing and swinging out Baby Bay at the point. Baby Bay's gonna open it up.
Yep, always sniping, always looking down the scope. Expect a few more to come from there with the help of the team behind. And you still have Trent just on the outside of A main, so while delivering the power, they still have safety to watch the lurks here. G2 feel very comfortable getting a plant down in this round.
We're juggling around here just to, again, maximize.
Yeah, why not?
Jonah's the one closest to his ult. Now he's only 1 pip away, and looks like 2G's analyzing that and realizes it, so they want to stay back towards the spawn just to dot a spike, which is going to be something very important. If you allow here Jonah P to get the ult into the next round in your gun round, you might start seeing G2 spiraling into the advantage on the attack side. Now you're giving yourself a fighting chance. Silence is getting very close to operator money as well, which could be one of those big win conditions against that G2 slow play into middle.
Yep. So you can push forward and just get a few more kills on this one if those alt points are ready here. But G2 in a good position as well from the attack side. They get a few rounds, you get a cushion, you get some money, and you can start to test your opponent. Doesn't really matter if you lose 1 or 2 in a round. If you can buy the next one, you know what the flow of the game is going to be with maybe some ultimates that time. So they're going to be getting into that realm of really being able to test what 2G feels comfortable with here. Nice push on to A, continues that second round buy through, and they should have money again coming into the next one.
Every gun in the game, besides the bomb.
Got butterfingers. Can't get the right thing. Can't get the right thing. So there's the operator you were talking about. It does come out. You're still going to see a Guardian in that mix, though.
And you just saw towards the end of the round, though, you sacrificed Jonah P to try to find some kills. So they do have a Steel Guardian to work with to even counter the op. Potentially why here Silence is playing a little bit more passively. Holding a passive angle towards the A side could maybe get out of the range here of the Steel Guardian and come out for a pick. So this gives, once again, a lot of room to breathe for G2 to scale up here in their bonus round.
Yeah, everybody except for Valen, except for LZ right now is in a position to dodge the Steel Garden, right? LZ still wants a little bit of an idea what's going on the map, but they are playing outside sites majority if that is something G2 wants to try to get in with. Just hiding, waiting for that pop flash out of the smoke as it goes down, trying to catch somebody off guard in 2 ways. Spike's just chilling though. Trent's got it, being quiet there on the A main side.
Good damage being done, though. Here's the up, posted up.
Maybe a little aggression here from Gobert can start to give info for the rotation to the other side of the map. They should be able to set up the defense now. G2 looks like they should have a free Steel Garden take, though. Get themselves into position. Baby Bay's got info on who's trying to come in, so they really can set this up now with the door closed.
And because Silence committed himself to try to get a pick towards that tree, he did get caught by the Steel Guardian. So that runs out the clock down, allowing G2 to get a plant and also play a 5-man post plant right inside the site.
Baby Bay hitting another one with this Outlaw, getting maximum return on investment there. Still using the Stingers to take down 2G inside the site. But G2 is also falling here like flies. Spike and LZ trying to make their way into the site. Jogmo has the head now of Spike in his eyes. Waiting to drop in. No, Spike's actually going to be able to deliver that one a second now. And Trent's forced to fire through the smoke to get the classic shots in, and that's going to be a defuse. 2G come up with another round in the chaos there as G2 acted just a little too slow on that retake of their own plant.
That's crazy. That shouldn't have happened on the side of G2. But it's Spike being the aggressor coming out here outside of the A site to drop these kills to give a chance for his teammate to go for the full defuse. Look at this play coming through. Pinch from 2 different angles. He does the 180 turns to get these picks.
Nice! Vamos, boa!
Talk about hype man coming in here now. Spike's been quite vocal since his opening game against EG. But thankfully here, you see this round being won by 2G. The economy's still quite low. LZ's the only one with a strong rifle. Only with this Phantom, while the rest here of G2 still has a lot of money to work with. So a full gun round coming across. They've identified that, so again, they're playing back towards the spawn on the attack side. Very slow to see where 2G could be posted up first.
I think one of the promising things we are seeing from this full roster of 2G now is that ability to come back from even a few rounds behind, not fold. They can figure out a way to break the G2's site hold as Baby Bay is just putting this Outlaw to work for rounds now.
He's been very good. Again, Sentinels last week, he was 4-1 in openers on the attack side with the sniper rifle, either be the Outlaw or the Op. Still continuing the same thing here on the attack, but Gobert! Challenge accepted.
Gobert loves the one-shots. You can see him doing this with the Guardian too. At times, their Valen's gonna finally snuff out that aggression from the impact frags. Spike is close, but the lurk is from LZ to Spike. Wait, no, he does not wait at all. Goes right for the shot, and now they can start to make Jogamo sweat here. They'll wait for the pressure, watch for the lurk out, but ultimately wait for the plant.
He still has no idea where LZ is at.
Exactly.
The still saving grace right now for Jogamo is he has the ult after the plant.
10 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Jogamo, who else gets out? Almost another one. Spike's able to find him though, just from the stairwell. The thrifty now for 2G after G2 takes down 2G on round 2. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Got it. As we get into this next round, this is exactly what we need to see from them Vans. They cannot let up one moment or G2 is going to run away with multiple rounds.
Could have had one of those highlight reels from Jogamo again. A crazy shot while he's full blinded to get that first pick onto LZ. But again, 2G, great swing right after to trade it out. Not giving a chance here for Jogamo to stay alive on a plant. Now you heard the econ. G2 still has some sort of buy that they can work with.
Okay.
Time to jump.
Yeah, just looking for information now with the ult. Trent also has Hunter's Fury, so they might
back.
try to take him down with it.
We love that. The Hunter's Fury commonly is used if he sees anybody in Boathouse there. Now it's just got to be somewhere else. Baby Bay is able to take down Gobert, though, with the chaos. So multiple layers coming in here with everybody still running into the site. Beautifully executed there on the hit by G2.
You're right. Not only did you use the ult here from Jogamo, but the ult that you had from Valen. Probably saw him at the staircase and allowed here the pings to come through from Trent with that Hunter's Fury, and then Baby Bay to get another first blood in the round. 4-player retake for 2G. Still great util to work with. Flashes from both sides, Spike and LZ. And they'll try to come through.
Great pings through the smokes, just absolutely countering the cover. As LZ and Spike come in huge, but Jogamo is going to lay him low here with the judge. Continuing to move one shot, wants to get into somebody's face, and it looks like they'll be able to do enough damage to scare off 2G after they get a thrifty round for themselves. almost going for the clutch again. Another kill. No, Silence able to jump shorty Jonah P in the face even after the Red Bull clutch comes through.
You really wanted him to try to take down the operator into the next round as well, so I respect the push forward, and Silence able to stay alive with his own cloud burst and a shorty close range fight. But overall, it's still another one of those buys here from G2 that was a little bit broken, but thankfully they had these ults to work with to open up the site. Didn't really give a chance here for 2G to muster up a coordinated retake on their end. We're back in the same scenario. A strong rifle on the defense and pistols to work with, but they found results in the past though on the defense for 2G.
These buys from 2G, we've seen rifle sheriffs, now we see the op sheriffs. They're just being sorted so much because every round they're losing players, they're rebuying, and they're having to get back in here. G2 is in a position as well where that money could sting a little bit, as you see. Low credits on that side, so a minute into this one, it's the slowest one we've seen from G2 to push up, as they're seeing if 2G will make a move first.
You're seeing the advantage as well of G2 in his composition. At the start of 2G, they've already expended a knife, a flash, trying to find information, trying to find for peaks. But now they have less info and less utility to work with on the defense, allowing G2 to get a little bit more in their arsenal on their actual hits. So this is the mid-round. Try to scale up, find information towards this catwalk. It's the operator, though, from Silence just waiting at that spot.
Baby Bay on a mid-adventure by himself here. He's going to start pushing up into Pizza alone as the team wants to focus towards that right side. Oh, he's got somebody just on his back. The paranoia comes through on trees, so they're activating around the map, getting people to get a little antsy. And what an insert from Baby Bay here. He's going to draw the rest of the team in.
That's exactly it. You found the op, rotate towards the red. Baby Bay goes for the one, but he jumps! A mouse wheel moment as Silence punishes them for. But there's still 2 players in the back of the B site now for 2G.
Going in. Shots from Jonah P are covering both of the archways right now as he's able to clean one up. Trent gets the other one.
Retrieving flash.
As those two slam into the site. What? From Silence through the smoke. Going after the tracers coming from the weapon as they continue to fight down into the site right now. Silence trying to make a little bit more distraction as the stairs are now held by G2. Is it going to be enough? Jogamo capitalizes on the kills that they do need. And it is 4 for G2 here in a very scrappy site round.
Yeah. And that's the thing. For G2 so far on their attack side, you're starting to see that they have a lot of easy pathing towards cat control. And also, they realize that once they split towards this B site, it's kind of telegraphed that those 2 players, both from Prize and from Gobert, are going to hold the back of the B site. So they have so much room to work with. So they death balls going into these B site takes. So now 2G gonna have to try to figure out how they can maybe anchor up the B site a little bit better. Maybe have to play those forward lines and maybe try to take 1 or 2 down into these fights to give a chance here for the rotates over from the A site to get any type of success on their retakes.
Seems like it's been hard for Silence to get a really good op line on G2, whether they're playing slow or they're identifying what angle it could be on right away. It always has to happen in the action for him, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
It does slow down a bit of the retake when you're trying to come in, but not when you're shooting through smokes like that. So it just does make it harder, is the thing that I think G2 can recognize here and start slamming sites. But an op of their own may be coming out here for G2. So we're going to see these long-range fights probably start us off and see what first picks can really open up the map instead of utility.
Yeah, didn't have the best of luck the last time he had the dildo false against Silence, but this time pulling out the regular op. We're starting to see this. Looking at the play on how they try to anticipate it for G2 side. You're putting here this TP on the top of the Radio Night box, and you're forcing now Baby Bay to try to get a pick towards A main. If he doesn't, or he feels a trap, but there's a Hunter's Fury to support, at least he avoids the beams of the Hunter's Fury. Just like they did last week against Sentinels. But stays quiet for now. 2G don't want to do any forward position or anything aggressive, except for that. A recon to find information to kick things off. Thrown all the way from the B side, LF Fnatic. And they realize now here for G2 that A-Long is now open, free for them to take.
The rest of 2G moving to get these ults in position. You mentioned Prize's ultimate. Now he stands in mid, ready to fire that on either direction.
Exactly.
Well, what's the play here? It looks like they want to actually get towards mid very fast if it's cleared with making a little noise towards A. Oh, that's a big adventure.
Pop flash peek.
Yeah, Jogamo just going for a solo. Baby Bay did that last round, so they're trying to test the waters with being able to just walk somebody into market. This time it is very much held by 2G, and they pay for it with a duelist. Still have that operator we mentioned before, so see if this gets a pick. They're going to work that towards tree. Spike may be alone towards A main, so they got to be careful with this full movement until the rest of G2 is ready.
And that's probably what was missing. That smoke that was just thrown here by Valiant at M3. That probably would have given a chance here for Jogamo to really focus on one area at a time. But they're also just trying to surprise here and figure out where the Hunter's Fury could be positioned. Now they still don't know that he's playing towards that spawn, and they're running that clock down, giving a chance for the Hunter's Fury to get full value for 2G.
Oh, they're going right around the outside to top. And now Heaven is covered. What a crunch here onto the A site. 8 seconds left. It's not the first time we've seen the clock getting down to the pressure cooker here for the side of G2's takes. And they're got to try to find that plan. It is 5 seconds left to go, so they were still clean on it. And now 3 members of 2G trying to set themselves up here. 4, actually, as we see Silence just hiding under one of those mini-map icons. He's still going. The operator fight inside the site while he's trying to dodge the Hunter's Fury. They're just making this impossible for G2 to hold. And it, honestly, with how much chaos G2 was running under, 2G looked like they were waltzing to the site.
If anything, though, in a 4 versus 1, Unk shows that he still somewhat has it. 2 clean shots there on the top of Heaven, and that's what I was questioning before. You mentioned it. There was only 10 seconds left before G2 actually engaged and went into the site for a plant. But Prize actually moved up all the way up towards Heaven to support the team instead of playing the Hunter's Fury towards that spawn. Thankfully, though, he's able to rotate back when they're playing their retake, and then finally get some value out of that. Gets one ping there onto Baby Bay, and confirms now 2G's flood back into the site for that retake into time the game 4-4. Up on Catwalk though, our first look, and it works. Baby Bay's already down.
That's been a fight back and forth. We love to see it here between the 2 operas, and Silence comes up big. And remember, this is a continuous switch of their duelists, and the maps that can play Yoru and Neon, you see Spike going back to the duelist, Silence on the Jet map. So on and off, these guys got to be ready to play whatever. Ascent is first, and Silence was definitely ready with that off. They're going to be ready for this push through market, and Gobera already takes down Valiant.
There's 3 players there on the side of 2G as well on the defense, so coming out here from the timeout, add another body into this, making sure here that you have flashes to support to play from behind of the site.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be a common trend out for 2G the more we continue on to the rest of this half on their defense. That said, though, G2 still finds an opening. They've made it now towards this Garden. Yeah, Stingers to work with, Steel Garden as well. I don't think you'll use it. You're going to just have to try to open things up first, and not going to happen. Not when Simon's already there, posted up with the op.
Yeah, just making them peak. And 2G, with the first round, they lost the second, but now they grab the lead back here at 5-4. As the game continues to get evened up, though, so we'll have to see what G2 has for us on the next round. An operator still lives on the map for both sides, so expect this battle to continue.
Definitely. Something that Valen mentioned here on G2's side to talk about 2G is that nothing's a free win going into the split, especially with Spike being able to have his time to shine here on the stage, has been playing remarkably well. So they know here it's not going to be an easy fight. But they definitely still want to win it, though. Both of these teams are still looking for their first victory this split with a rookie playing as a fifth. Spike on one side, Baby Bay on the other. And for this round, though, we're back with the judge, Jogimo, with the Elton judge. But they're playing a 4-1 on that side.
Yeah.
He's trying to find info towards his A side, maybe where the Opera could be. But still has a TP for them to pinch back into this B site.
Who's next?
Well, that positioning right now, they're not going to move it. So they go back for the same play, but this time Dimensional Drift goes through mid. Last time we saw this, Jogamo went down and it was towards A. So this B hit has to be quick behind him. Oh my gosh! Nuclear from Jogamo as the steel guarding goes down and nobody's even looking or aware that he's going to be popping out. Crystal clear and perfect protocol there coming in from the side of G2. A spike is planted and a 2G is just trying to recoup and figure out what they have left for this, and that's not going to be an LZ.
Yeah, I was going to say this probably had to be a instant save on a 5 versus 3 there for G2. And 2G forcing a save when you have full HP across the board on the attack side on the post plan. A different look from how you saw they opened up this B site. Although they were still trying to fight for exits. There you go, finally falling back. But G2's on a hunt.
Who gets it? Who wants to be first? All thorns here for Trent.
Exactly.
Yeah, Trent could get it. He's like mid maybe.
But after losing a second player there, and you see the econ that's left now for G2, you don't want to chase anymore for these kills. You need these weapons going to the next round. But just to point back here on the execution that you had from the B site on G2, instead of using, they didn't have that combination of the Hunter's Fury with that Dimensional Drift. But he found enough information here, Jogimo, that is, to allow the Steel Guardian to get maximum value. Where it's like, I'm close, I'm in judge range, just use it, I'll pop out of it and drop the players in the site.
That's actually a combo I have never seen work that well. Just absolute scatter protocol going into 2G. Yeah, he's like, well, I can't do much about that anyways.
And to the credit, again, to 2G, though, they played on the top of the staircase, trying to play inside the cage just to fight. So you did definitely see that they didn't try to turtle back right in as soon as the execution came through. They tried to fight, but you tried to go against a Euro, which unfortunately kind of foiled the plans of them trying to play that forward angle on the B-side defense. So G2 getting 5 rounds on the attack. It looks like a close game so far, but 5 rounds on the attack with this comp for G2. They're in a great spot here for the defensive side.
Very strong. Especially, the Vise having the chamber, you pretty much direct the hand of your opponent with that if you're playing the defense right. And Valen's going to shut down LZ right away towards Wine.
And that's the heads-up play from G2. You understand here that you have Trent towards middle, reconning, out-droning for information on Catwalk in main, so you don't have that recon dart for A side to look into Wine anymore, so you make sure that you clear those corners. And G2's always that team that's heavily protocoled, so they know about these peaks, these angles.
It's 11 rounds in. It's the first time they've really had to push and clear that area. It's usually just been Trent with the spike. If 4 go tree, yeah, they're always aware.
Just comes to show that G2's never complacent here in their protocols.
Can't be. You have to expect somebody around a corner every single time. The off angle, the on angle. Baby Bay definitely on for that one on Silence, getting a bit of revenge. As now it's just kind of delayed defense and that utility coming out as the spike gets planted straight underneath. They still have Baby Bay and one more lurk actually coming in from Jonah P that's going to be very silent. He has a lurk on him though. God, they are thinking through this multiple times.
How does he know? How does Jonah look back to know that there was somebody pushing? Probably had the wall up, actually, on that B side.
And here, Prize jump. He's just denied the flank of 2 people. Incredible stuff here as G2 has such control over the map after these few rounds, and this might be that gap they need to start running away.
Valen was the only one that got chip damage on that battle into Wine against LZ. The rest of them still full health, so the money's looking very good for G2 for the last round of the half. That said, Jonah to pick up those last 2 kills at the end of the previous round. That was just 2G trying to save their weapons.
One enemy.
They needed it coming into this one. Because if you're looking at it, no, it's
on,
Baby
boys.
Base. You know your own name, Baby Bay. But that said, looking back at it, you're looking at the econ that you have for 2G. They needed those weapons. LZ and Gobera only have Sheriff to work with. Still sacrificing a lot of econ for the op out for Silence. One pick would be good, though. He'll get Bladestorm, give the op to somebody else. This is a roster that can play multiple ops. Him, Spike.
That is true. We've seen multiple awesome teams already this stage over in Europe, so it does work. It's just expensive. I guess there was a bigger lead in that game, though. Here, 6-5. Can 2G make it 6-6? You already mentioned that 6 on the attack side for G2 is going to be a huge boon as they go on to defense and can actually play a little bit slower if they want. But right now, they are trying to make a move towards B. They haven't done too much faking here. They commit, they'll cut noise and go somewhere else completely, but we'll see how this one works. It might just be right up that gut and mid for a few of these as B main is the main hit.
A gift.
Yeah.
Throws a turret, but it doesn't actually spot Silence.
Be the final op trade of the half.
30 seconds.
Oh, Silence gets hit. He's going to get the one-way coming off of the Cypher trap rather. Nice job by Gobera to activate and help the team out. Watch out, though. Jogamo's in spawn. Jogamo's creeping. He's trying to get to the alley, and he's able to take one down already as G2 flood the site.
12 seconds, though. They haven't really gone into plant yet. LZ can come up huge!
Almost. One shot comes through, but then he is taken down. Trent
Another 1v1.
doubling up on the Arsenal. Another red clock goes down as the spike hits. Almost a chalk dart coming in to help finalize this with 11 HP. Prize just needs to blow on Trent's knee here. And he can. He gets the headshot. Over damage on that one. The 6-6 half now for 2G versus G2.
So much stall coming through from what should have happened there for Gobera. He only had a Sheriff to work with, but had Yuto at least to help out Silence to get the opener and delay enough here to again allow a last-second 1v1 to go in favor of 2G.
A lot of tight rounds here towards the end with the op being out. It slowed things down. I wonder if that's what we'll see as we come into the second half. A lot of 1v1s coming out here too. Few star moments, and that's what we hope to get as we come back as we are going to a break to get into the second half.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick? I'd suggest a classic cat eye. Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
We are back for the continuation of 2G versus G2 here, starting on Ascent. Haven will be our next map, but this Ascent, picked by 2Game Esports. So we'll see if their attack side will show us what they have in store to get that W, get that win condition here coming in. Silence and Spike. You know, Spike coming into the team. We knew Silence was a fragger already from the previous stage, but Spike as well able to get the frags in. They top the board along with Jogamo on the other side. Who else? Who else? As Baby Bay's also fragging out. So good to see these guys getting in there.
And they also bring Prize back from after Prize left to play for Furuya.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much at 80% back into your Ascension rosters. The only one missing is Zap. They bring in Gobera instead, but at least the synergy is still there for these 4 players. And it starts off with an A-side hit. Valen being challenged falls back, but Baby Bay's playing out in the open.
Nice shot by Baby Bay. Very dangerous spot to play after 1 frag, actually, but he's going to stay. He's going to bide his time, and he's going to make it work with the rest of the util coming through a smoke at door. And that's where everybody's focus was, even with Baby Bay up top. So a little miscommunication there for 2G. A little aim lab there for Baby Bay.
You saw the Razor Vines being thrown all the way from the B site here from Jonah to just support and slow down the A-side hit. Now the spike's down in the open. Gobera, I mean, he's up against the world, and it's being watched like hawks, and they're trying to have Baby Bay go for the hunt, but Trent's going to pick it up. Wow. Interesting buy that you see come out from G2. Usually Baby Bay goes for the Headhunter bullets with the shield, instead plays for the Ghost. But he's also played it more passively this time around on the A side, so they want to leverage him to be kind of like that bait on the top of the A site and have the rest try to just swing out right after, and it worked out.
One of the things you notice about Leaf as well when he plays, he usually is anchoring a side on that Cypher or something, saying like a Lotus or what have you. Yeah, he stays and he continues to fight, and the team trusts in that. So I think it's nice that they still have that, and Baby Bay to be able to be alive in those moments, create the chaos, and still be in a pretty open position that would be very advantageous for your opponents to go for. I mean, why not? Guys standing in the open, and they just make it work.
This is where it gets difficult to play against this double Senti comp when you have a Yoru. 2 players now pushing down, finding angles, could be in range to TP away. And thankfully, 1 flash pushes them both away. But Baby Bay still in line to look back towards tiles. And that potentially could force just 2G to start prodding for information and looking for maybe orb control towards his B site. Actually, it looks like they took it already at the beginning of the round.
Oopsies. Someone made a step.
Thankfully, too far out of range to be heard here on the side of G2, so they could still creep up.
Cats watched. Oh, that angle just falls off as they're trying to look for this 45-second timing. The last bit of the signatures being up and ability is able to be used before the spike can go down.
TP still up, so now they hit. Jogamo could TP across it. 3 players inside the site now.
They don't even scatter. Oh, Spike actually catches the top of Jonah P there as Prize pushes in on the Baby Bay, trying to get the Outlaw ready. Trent blind, looking for a shot here, goes for the scatter, but he is able to find his aim, but Prize trades it back. And now they get a breather in sight here. Everybody just continues to be blind in these situations. Many flashes to continue to turn for, but all you have to see is Valen getting the final kill of the round to bring it to 8-6.
If there's anything positive so far out of 2G on how they're currently playing their game against G2, the top-rated team that we have in the Americas, the winners that won, split one, and also kickoff, is that 2G still thrive very well under the chaos. You saw their matchup against EG last week as well, getting so much value just on classics, no armors, and openers the way that they did. Still gives yourself a little bit of copium hope now for 2G's performances moving forward in this series against G2. Angle being, I mean, I love the camera. It doesn't allow here Baby Bay to get full position right into the line to look towards B main, but they still inserted the classic weapon that Jogamo has on this map.
Oh. Getting a cheeky kill there from Cat side. Trent just using the classic apparently. All right. Okay, goes either through a falling smoke or just through a smoke altogether. Activate the wall, just playing games right now with that mid side, seeing if they can get G2 uncomfortable in their own defense.
G2's in a great though. You saw Jogamo jumped and TP'd away to look for information, saw nothing, and then the wall went up towards middle, so they know there's more of a lean towards middle and A site, so they still have players on mid and A. Little did they know though, a slow pivot's coming through now as Prize is moving there with the B site. Baby Bay's holding it solo down.
Oh, no peek there. They can hear the chamber trip just on the other side of B2, so there's been no activation there just yet as we see Baby Bay, or sorry, Silence rather, try to make this aggression towards mid. It just wasn't confirmed that they could get out safely. And what is a slight insert here at that A main? They've had some knowledge from LZ, and it's going to be the call from the IGL to come all the way back. Silence, beautiful shock dart to train that and get Valen a little bit tendered on that shot. They take him down. Hold now by Gobera in mid, and what a change across the map from 2G to bring it to 10-second plant.
Spike planted.
And a late lurk coming out from Gobera, but misses a shot. Gives a chance now for Baby Bay to lock it down.
He has the angle. Jonah P's already through, but he's actually quite low. They don't want to offer a spam back just yet. Baby Bay hits Gobera. Do they activate in sight? No, they're completely patient. You still got Chogamo as well. Clone and drone trying to get into the site. Jenny is going to be the focus for that first kill, but 2G is just able to find each target, mark it, and take it down. 20 health for Baby Bay here. Just seeing the top of Silent's head, but that's going to be peeking out a second later to get the 3K to get the round here for the side of 2G.
Despite this finishing on a 2 versus 1 for 2G, that was great map manipulation on the side of the attack of what they did there on that side. Oh! A little bit surprised about that one, and again, I was as well with talking about that manipulation from 2G on the attack side, and also anticipating it. I thought it was GG already when you're playing close range with a Bucky, close range with a Judge on both Jogamo and Valen, but they used great utility to find out all of this information and then move in as a team right after. Very nice. This has to continue on now for 2G on the attack side, and it will give a bit of a loop for G2 to work with, but a trade-off to kick things off on the A side.
Shadows traveling.
Jogamo for Valen there. Taking out the duelist to get the flashes back into the site. Now only a paranoia here from Valen as 2G planned their attack. And they actually have easy sight as they'll run parallel to G2's defense on this if they do decide to go in right now. That's only for us to know and them to find out, as it's a slow take with the drone. But kind of textbook nonetheless as they dive into the site here. Okay, Valen quickly stepping out, seeing the Jenny dash from Silence, is able to take that one down, read it before it even happened. And they will just wait here. Shock Dart goes through, tagging Valen a little bit, but it's worth the damage that follows. We got Prize very, very low right now, and the rest of the players trying to get a spot to defend.
Yeah, the Shock Dart just to allow 2G to close the door is a big thing for them to hold in the pulse plan, especially now at a 3 versus 4 low HP on the Initiator. As you mentioned here, Riv being Prize, the 2 players inside the site have to come up huge. Missed time there on that push.
They're all just waterfalling into the site. LZ knows it now. What's going to be the push? What's going to be the play? Valen goes down. Prize actually gets a kill. Low on HP, but he's still finding frags right now from outside the site. They're playing cat and mouse as they show themselves and then hide, but Jonah P still able to find the mark. Take down 2, and the defuse will come through here as they trade that over to the Vise. 1 away from ultimate here, with 9 rounds to G2's favor.
Saw the idea around 2G, knowing that they're playing at a disadvantage, tried to go for a hero play, a pop flash, so that LZ can try to go through tree for that fight. But unfortunately missed the timing, he got full blinded. But you still saw through the scrappiness of how good it looked here on the side of 2G with these fights.
Nice, Jonah!
Yeah, that was absolutely huge. You can see how much it meant to Valen and the squad. They've realized the severity, the closeness of this game, I should say, and how much G2 continues to creep back on these rounds that are unexpected. Probably one of these Sheriff rounds could do some damage as well, so you'll see G2 playing it decently safe with cover on each other. Jogamo wanted a mid look first, but he's out of there.
That's 1 TP for Recon and Flash. Probably gonna have to wait for this to reset a little bit more now for 2G. They're going for it. A Hunter Sphere to open up the site.
Difficult. That first one missed, so they didn't expect anybody to be there. And the trade does not come through. Silence goes down, and it is very hard to get into an Ascent site if you don't have your jet dash and you don't have something creating chaos. So this is going to cause everything. Yeah, they have to use everything to get in, and they may not have much for the retake now.
Only a knife available in a Recon on the side. Thankfully, shares for 2 players on the attack for 2G. And you know they could be good here with these pistols.
2 covering door. They want to almost collapse back out of the site and be able to play retake, but the door is not ready to be taken. There's no util to see what's on the other side. Trent starts him off with 1. A headshot does come through from the Classic, but it's not going to do enough. It's not going to do anything as the defuse for G2 happens once again. They're just going to go ahead and go out. Oh, Valen, he waits. They're going to give it to Jogamo and make sure that ult is close again. 10-7 now. The G2 are starting to feel the protocols. We see how smooth they're coming in.
Yeah, you're starting to see even if Baby Bay was closer here to getting the ult on the side of the chamber, you still want to give it to Jogmo because Baby Bay still has his op going into this round, still probably has op money going to the next round too, so they could actually salvage that econ a little bit better on that side and give the value of that ult to somebody else. Now 2-game, they're going to go back into a rifle round, thankfully though with the plant, adding that 300 credits to be able to work with a little bit more. But man, did they spend a lot on that previous round.
Yeah. Counting
a lot onto Silence, getting an opener with a dash and a Sheriff around a Hunter Sphere where Prize got 0 ping out of. So that definitely is going to have to iron things out a little bit more in their site executions for the side of 2G.
Yeah, Spike has been slowed down this half for sure as they get into these engages, but the null command is there. Slamming into the site with the KO would be a possibility. You get Silence. That ultimate, even if this round goes a little poorly, you have Blades next round, but you want to keep G2 off of these next few rounds just to keep that pressure at bay. See where they decide to go here. 5 seconds left in their timeout as they reset. On that side of 2G, I think they've been doing a great job of actually kind of taking space and making G2 believe something is happening that is not the initial site take on the side of 2G. And that's exactly what they did when they pushed mid, the Vice wall, getting the flash out of Jogamo, and then pushing back down mid, having B presence, but ending A. It's almost like you need to touch every part of the map on that attack side just to get G2 uncomfortable. And that's tough to do each round because it becomes readable, right?
Yep.
You got to keep changing it up.
And changing things up are G2. Baby Bay is always in different spots here with where the chamber's positioned, where his TP is currently positioned. If you're looking at where he's playing right now too, he's playing an off angle on that side towards the back of the B site, but if he's being pressured, he could fall back into an angle to TP back into the B site, where they can play the retake because you have Jonah P here with the ult for a huge retake play. But to start things off, lots of util being used, forcing Jogamo back towards that B site first. But you still have great Sentinel utility on the side of G2 to find that passive information where that lurk could be, where the push could be coming from. And the Aldrone seeing nothing, that's an A-side hit.
Drone, little pop flash, throws it, Spike gets the tracer shot, takes down Trent. And that's gonna be no drone for the retake. A really nice 1-2-3 activation here. 2G's been really making a lot of noise before they get somewhere, a little noise. Enough to activate G2's defense here. They get to the front door and just break it down.
Well, that's 3 pistols playing towards Hell. LZ TP'd away from it though, so he still has his Vandal in the back of Hell.
LZ with 1. Still looking for another one. Almost gets that classic damage in. It's going to be the shorty drop from Baby Bay as they get into the site now. It's Gobert and Prize. And Prize finds just that with 1 onto Baby Bay. And now it's up to the IGL. Can he keep it going? That is a very ambitious move by Gobert without a trade possible. He missed the timing on the dart. I think they called for it, but not the drop timing. Fake diffuses come out, and this is going to be Prize's jump game. If he can do it, he gets the swing, he gets the kill. Charges up the crowd.
If anything, that was perfect coming out from Prize, because the dart going inside that smoke, not getting shot, not getting pings, knows that Valen is playing outside of that smoke, so he can play the time to his favor. But LZ's rolling back the years. Remember the days where you have an Omen TPing away from a KJ ult, so you get cancelled at the right moment and you still have, you're not detained, you still play inside the site. He's able to do that. TP's away from the Steel Garden from Jonah P. Has the Vandal down towards Hell and gets 2 kills on top of that for 2G to hold the post plant. Very nicely done. Costly, but still around, and G2's economy is low.
Looks like they want tiles control. This Jogamo has not pushed out this far yet in the round, and he is going to get hungry. Takes a lot of damage, almost goes down on that, and now it's going to be the hit coming in from Trent, what he's known for best, and he does take Prize down immediately. And that's what G2 looks like when they're angry. 2 down before 25 seconds.
Playing against Silence, though. Nice turn away to flick back to get that pick onto Baby Bay. I love here that Trent didn't overextend his stay for the 3rd beam. Gets the big plays, play a number advantage. Despite the loss of Baby Bay, they still play 1 player up on the defense for G2.
Nice look for the chip damage. Silence still alive, so they can look to break onto site here in some way, but it'd be tough without enough control behind him. Right now, they're just holding angles. I think we're going to get like a 25-second hit here. Oof. Maybe even sooner, as they have to make a try now. And Trent just has the angle ready for Valen to help in wine if need be.
Gun sticking out.
If need be. Not needed. 3 for Trent. Picks that one up. Even after the timeout, G2 are able to push it to 11, but 2G did strike back. Can they find that again?
Very nice angle being held out by Trent. Just a little bit further out from the corner here, sees that barrel of a weapon from Silence and lines up the last 2 kills. And this is a thing, though, for 2G. Yes, they got surprised here by Jogimo walking on opposite Sabrosa, but this is something that G2 has done a bit, not every single round, but they have had Jogimo and Baby walk out of this middle and bottom mid. And engaging that first fight allows Trent to get a lot of value out of that Hunter's Fury. And for G2 here, getting closer to close out this first map. Again, Jogimo's looking for a little bit of a stroll outside of mid. Instead, it's a recon flash just to get information. They see nothing there, so look at that rotate coming across. Now G2's playing on extremities, but Silence gets an opener, and that's Baby gone.
10 HP on that, so you can see what they're going through just to get these early kills, just to take G2 out of their defensive position. They had to go searching. So now they move back towards Cat, back towards that mid area. They love having the mid presence. It has helped 2G in their kind of mid-round move once they can figure things out and suss out that information, but it looks like they want all of market now. They'll activate the Vice Wall on their way there.
You want to pressure Jonah P after spotting him first. Here's the pincer, though. Thankfully, they close the door for the side of G2, so they stall it even more. They have 2 players in the back of the site now as Valen TPs across the back of the site to support. Knife finds information, though, so it's up to Trent to maybe to try to get a surprise kill. Recon to help out.
It was nice paranoia through the back, pushed them out to the side, and they were able to get the kill. Nice ping. He knows what the actual play is, and Jonah P reads it and plays it perfectly off the knowledge that both players were just jumping out of the fight. Another right-click classic with cheese, a 3K, and that's going to be Jonah P absolutely holding down the backside. Even with losing the second anchor back there, it didn't matter.
Thankfully, again, to Trent's recon dart, too. Getting a ping.
That was huge.
On 3 players. The first one being Silence, dashing across, and then the second ping puts Jonah P in a great position here to go for the last 2 on Prize and Gobera. Patience being displayed.
Let's go, Jonah! Let's go.
Class is in session. The professor is here. That is the stuff. You have Jonah P on pretty much anything. You tell him to play it, he'll play it, and he'll be in the site.
Okay. I thought we were celebrating too much that we didn't buy any armor for 2 players for G2 until we get here in the actual round. But thankfully, it's for sure a full rifle armor round for the defense.
Here.
And they have to make a mark on this on the side of 2G, or this is it. They lose their map pick of Ascent.
Jogimo missed the timing on a jump TP away. So this gives a chance now for 2G to actually start scaling up slowly here. But now drone spots only 1. They heard footsteps on top of that, though, so they could identify 2 players up on Sabrosa trying to go for mid control.
Just patience now.
Paw flash potentially for the swing. Knife instead for info, so that puts BBB out of that line.
I mean, it's what they have to do. Find where that operator is and know that they're taking a bit of space. I mean, the fact that nothing really came of that, they know they did a good job on it, right? They can break this. That was a bit early. I think they all were in the mindset. They were ready to go across, but it doesn't slow too much down. They do still need to get Prize over here really before they activate too hard. It could get sketchy. Jonah P takes down 2. They don't have too much to find in the site without the Sova initiation tool, and Jogimo drops 2 more.
And only 1 player left on a 1 versus 4. 12 seconds on the clock. 2G are not looking.
There's that dart.
To bring it back exactly. They needed that a little bit earlier, but it's going to be too late.
2G do not grab their map pick of Ascent. G2 will be the ones to topple that, and feeling good about it. Close up to the half, but close up to the half meant, as you said, G2 got 6 on attack. So they were sitting very pretty here to come in to that second half. Still a lot of firepower from 2G. The plays they had, the ways they switched it up. I think they suffered a bit from thinking the map play that round was theirs, and 2G could just activate and have one of their protocols, have 2 kills, have the round, have the neck. They just were able to fold that over too easily.
100%. The micro's there, the macro unfortunately.